Hey guys! So if you are unfamiliar with this video series, what I do periodically is when I find a TV show on Netflix that I really enjoy, I do a video about it and I call it Netflix Picks. So anything that is part of this series is something that I would absolutely recommend. So if you're looking for interesting things to watch on Netflix, you can just type Netflix in the search box on my channel page and it will bring up all these videos that I've done on this subject, and I would recommend watching anything that I did a video about because it's something that I really enjoy. So let's start with today's video. Today's Netflix picks is Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I love this show. The first 2 seasons are available on Netflix. If you're unfamiliar with this series, what it is it's part of the Marvel universe. And what I mean by that is, you may have heard of Marvel's comics. Well, a lot of films and now TV shows have been made based on Marvel comics. So if you're not familiar with the Marvel Universe, you may not want to start with this TV show because it could be a bit confusing because there's a lot of backstory to this. All the films and TV shows are connected together and the storylines overlap. So I would say that if this is something you're interested in watching, you may want to begin with the film Captain America. Let's see, what's the full title of it? Captain America First Avenger. That's where it all begins, because what Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is well, first of all, let me tell you what S.H.I.E.L.D. stands for, because each one of those letters has a dot after it because it stands for something. It's called the Strategic Homeland Intervention Enforcement and Logistics Division. And what it is, it's a fictional peacekeeping and spy agency, and it's in a world of superheroes, and it's a fictional universe that Marvel has created. And I think the reason why Marvel films and TV shows are so popular is because the world that we live in is such a horror show. I mean, you turn on the news and when you hear about what is going on in the news every day, you wish that the Marvel universe existed, because there's a bunch of superheroes like Captain America and Thor and the Hulk and Iron Man and on and on and on, where these people get together and they save the world almost on a daily basis. Well, S.H.I.E.L.D. is sort of like an American government organization that exists behind the scenes that sometimes will assist these superheroes, but they have their own things going on in their own right. The star of the show is a character called Phil Coulson, and he's the heart and soul of the show. He is portrayed brilliantly by Clark Gregg, and I just really enjoy his character. But there are some other great characters on this show as well. His sidekick, more or less, is let's see, what's her full name? Let me make sure I get this right. Melinda May, portrayed by Ming-Na Wen, and you may be familiar with some of these people's previous works because this was definitely not their first show. They've been in, you know, other TV shows before and sometimes films. So she is more or less like his sidekick. She's the person that assists him and helps him out, and I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give away any plot points, which, by the way, you won't ever hear any spoilers in these types of videos that I do, because I want to encourage you to watch the show and unravel everything for yourself. So if you are someone who watches this show, please do not leave anything in the comment section that would ruin it for anybody else, because you know, a lot of the people that would be watching this video wouldn't have seen it before. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. So some of the other characters that are regulars on this show is Sky. Sky comes into the program, I think, like the second or third episode of the first season, and she is portrayed by Chloe Bennett. And also, I absolutely would not want to leave out Grant Ward. Ward is portrayed by Brett Dalton. Now, there are other characters in the show, but these are like the four main, most important characters that are really intertwined in the plot line, and they are a key part of what the show is all about and how it works and so forth. There are other people who make appearances in the show from time to time. I'm not giving anything away, I don't feel like, by saying that the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the films is portrayed by Samuel L. Jackson. Nick Fury is the character's name, and he makes cameos in the show. And yeah, can you imagine what they had to pay him to get him to show up on a TV show? Because of course Samuel L. Jackson is a very famous, renowned actor. But yeah, you will see him pop up here and there. But this show, if you like action type shows and anything to do with spies and good versus evil and that sort of thing, you'll love this show. It's absolutely fantastic. It is what more or less sucked me into the whole Marvel universe, because what happened was I started watching this show and there were a lot of references and things in the show that just went right over my head that I didn't get because I wasn't really that familiar with the Marvel universe. I had seen some of the Iron Man movies, and even then when I watched those, I wasn't really getting the big picture. So what I decided to do was I looked up on the internet to find out what the timeline was for the Marvel universe, and I have systematically been watching all of the films, and that way I knew I would get a bigger grasp on what was going on with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I've been doing this all at the same time. I've been watching the films, but I've also been watching the TV show, and as more time goes by and I get further and further into it, I'm understanding the big picture of what is going on here. But I really, really highly recommend this. So I would say, if this is something you're interested in, start with Captain America First Avenger, and then go to maybe the first Iron Man movie, and you can look all this up online and they'll give you the timeline if you want to do that and you think it was interesting. Now, could you watch this show just by itself and not get involved in the films that go with it? You could, but I don't really feel like you would enjoy it or understand it as much or as well if, you know, you hadn't, if you had watched the films. So, and they're really great. They're so much fun, but yet they're the type of things that really make you think too. And the characters on this show, they have really good character development where they will explore a little bit of the backstory of some of these people, just enough to really get you to care about them and wonder what's going to happen to them next. And it's just a great show. I highly, highly recommend it. And like I said, the first 2 seasons are on Netflix. And what you could do at this point is, this show, by the way, is on ABC normally. So if you wanted to watch it on regular TV, you could watch the first 2 seasons on Netflix, then you'd be all caught up, and then you could watch it live as it unfolds on ABC, because season 3 will be starting in the fall, so you could do that. So if you have any questions that won't reveal any spoilers, let me know. And Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is my Netflix pick for this entry into my video series. So that's it for today, you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye!